Welcome back, everyone, to the Bourbon Judge. Hope everyone's doing well. Can't believe today is Super Bowl Sunday, so the game is finally here. Last game of the season, right? All right. Before we get started, please make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the button below, as well. If you like the video, please make sure you also hit the like button as well. Right? All right. So a couple weeks ago, I reviewed Stagg Jr. Batch 12. So, I was thinking to myself, Stagg Jr. has been on a roll, right? Or Buffalo Trace Stagg Jr., they've been on a roll. Batch 10 was good. Batch 11 was really good. Batch 12 was, woo, drop the mic good. So I've been on the hype train for Stagg Jr. So I said, let's go ahead and review Batch 13. So I went out and bought a bottle of Batch 13. Again, this one here, Batch 13 is coming in at 128.4 proof. Let you guys look at the bottle real quick. All right, so I'm not going to give a ton of information about Stagg Jr. Obviously, you can watch the previous video, but again, we all know that Stagg Jr. is made by Buffalo Trace. Every year, Buffalo Trace puts out from the Stagg Jr. sub-brand. They typically put out 2 releases per year. One spring, summerish, one fall, winterish, right? All right, so 2 per year, right? So this one here is the most recent one that just came out, Batch 13 again. So I was like, you know what? Batch 12 was so good. I had to at least give this one a try. The only thing that concerns me is number 13. Number 13 typically is not a good number, but that doesn't mean everything's bad, right? And, for number 13, that is. So let's go ahead and pop this one open. All right. Let's get a little pour here. So I'm interested to see if this one is truly as good as, the last, let's call it 2. Because 11 and 12 are both really good. All right. So the proof, again, this one comes down a little bit, right? The last one was 132.3. So this one's down a little bit, 128.4, right? It's not bad for the good old barrel proof, right? From a color standpoint, very traditional, obviously, right? This is a very deep brown. So nice little char, obviously, from the barrel standpoint. Deep brown, great color as a whole, right? Let's get into the nose a little bit here. Okay. I'm not getting as much brown sugar as I did with the last one. Let's get a little bit more on there. With Batch 12, that is. All right, so I get a little brown sugar, but not a ton. A lot of like oak, little cinnamon. Okay, some oak, some cinnamon, a little spicy from the nose. All right, this is different. This is the nose by itself is completely different than Batch 12. That's interesting. All right, so best part about bourbon, as we always say for the Bourbon Judge, and most people say it in general, let's go ahead and try this, right? All right. Ooh, this one packs a punch. It's much more. So I remember Batch 12 was very smooth, right? For a typically, obviously a barrel proof, right? Bourbon. Typically with that, Batch 12 was very smooth, very soft, kind of went down, kind of almost reminded me of just like it was just a very well-rounded bourbon as a whole. This one's really good. It goes down, but as it goes down, it hits you. I mean, it truly hits you, right? And it's less proof, which is kind of interesting that you would think it'd be the opposite. But let's get a little bit more because I don't want to judge the book just too soon by the cover, as they say. All right. So, number 1, I do get the brown sugar in the palate. I do get that. But not as much as Batch 12. Very spicy. That, like the typical traditional with like a higher proof bourbon, you feel it when it kind of goes down. You feel that burn, kind of from alcohol as a whole. You definitely have that. You definitely get a little bit like the leather in there, some spice, some oak, some cinnamon. But as a whole, it's just not as well-rounded as Batch 12. But I'm giving you a judgment on whether or not if it's a good enough bourbon or a good bourbon to buy as a whole. Not necessarily against Batch 12, but the hype is just there. So you always ask me, Bourbon Judge, it's batch 13-1. I need to run out and buy and get maybe 6 or 7 bottles, if you can find that many. The verdict is in. This is a buy. However, I'm going to say that it's not batch 12 quality, but it is definitely a buy for sure. Really, really good quality bourbon, especially again at the price point about $65, you know, $65, sometimes $70. Really good quality. Definitely packs a punch, this one, compared to batch 12. More robust, more kind of up in your face, kind of ready to knock you out kind of a bourbon. But again, you know, the brand, the quality as a whole, very, very nice. It's just not as well-rounded as batch 12 was. Batch 12 was one, if I would have put it in the standard George C. Stagg bottle, I would have thought it would have been, you know, George C. Stagg. This one, it belongs in the George C. Stagg, or Stagg Jr. bottle, I should say. Really good bourbon, just not one that you need to run out and get, you know, a ton of bottles of. Well, folks, I hope you guys, again, you know, really enjoy the video today. Please make sure, if you didn't before, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next week, guys. Take care. See ya.